Hey, Hickok 45 here. You know, some people are a little reluctant to pack a pocket pistol because they're afraid it prints too much and you can kind of see the outline in your pocket. You know, like right there, even a small pistol sometimes prints a little bit and you don't, oh, that was a cell phone. Oh, well, it's not necessarily a pistol, is it? Over here, maybe we have another cell phone. Oh, no we don't. We have a 45. Yes, we do. We have a real 45. You can kind of tell by the way it knocks those plates around, it's a 45, can't you? Oh, look, this watermelon, just begging to be shot with a 45 slug. Or 2 or 3 or 7. Yeah, we have the XDs from Springfield. This is a 45. That's its claim to fame, isn't it? The fact that it's a 45. Let's go back up to the shooting table, take a look at it. It is a rather small firearm, slim, thin, fairly short, and chambered for that big, fat 45 ACP cartridge. So we're going to put it through its paces today and see what we think about it. We already have some opinions, impressions formed because I've shot 300 rounds plus through it the last few days, as well as carry it. So it's quite a little bulldog term I like to use, don't I? Whenever you have a small gun that packs quite a punch, it's an apt description to me. So this is the XDs, fresh out. You know, it has just been unleashed by Springfield. I've just had this for a few days, got it last Friday, I guess, and started shooting it. And we load some magazines while I'm gabbing, and just had 3 mags. But it does fire this big cartridge, and it's about as small as you can get. Of course, I keep saying that. Who knows what somebody's going to come up with next, but this is about as small as you can get, I think, in a practical 45. You know, the standard magazines hold 5 rounds. These are 230 grain rounds. Big old bullets. Some of us really like them. They're not necessarily sacred, as some people think, but they aren't bad either. I have to admit, they are not bad. So this is Underwood ammo, by the way. We're shooting today. Thanks to them, they sent us this a while back, donated to the cause. We appreciate that immensely. Check them out. Good ammo. And we see what else. Yeah, 3 mags there loaded. Springfield sent an extra mag. That was nice of them because this is a T&E gun, and I've been watching this gun for quite a while and have wanted to obtain one to try out. And we're going to shoot this rascal. These boxes over here, ammo. This is what we shot off camera, 300 rounds. We shot some 2 boxes of Underwood, and we shot. Now this is some that let's see. Dan's Ammo donated some ammo of various kinds. Been very generous, and we sure appreciate that. It was Aguila, 2 boxes of that. That was from dansammo.us. We'll put all this in the description. This is some I bought, some PMC. So that's 300 rounds, and we've not had any problems. Okay, I promise we have not. So hopefully we won't today. This is pretty interesting. Let's take some more shots with it. All right. I'll start with the small mags. Now, since we have 45 slugs, we can't resist putting holes in stuff. We brought out an old barrel. We've got an old garbage can lid here. All right, hit the handle. I was actually trying to. Look at that. It's always fun seeing big holes appear in metal. What about paper? Yeah. Paper's okay. It's not as exciting as other kinds of shooting. Let's put a couple more in that garbage can lid. Let's put one at 9 o'clock. And how about 3 o'clock? 12 o'clock? 6 o'clock? Oh boy. I'm out of ammo already. Doesn't take long. Obviously, a gun this small is not going to be high capacity, is it? That's one of the trade-offs, obviously, in a gun this small. Let's just break it down. You pull the slide back, up the lever there, and let it go, pull the trigger, it comes apart. Okay? Looks like a Glock captured spring there, doesn't it? Mag. Okay, nothing unusual. It's your firing pin block there, everything. Okay. It's a thin gun. A thin gun. It's fairly small. It is about the same size as the Shield that you've seen recently. Not much difference. They are about the same length and about the same height and about the same thickness. I believe they're about an inch thick. 0.95, 1 inch right in there, okay, in thickness. And you got a very aggressive, grip on there. Now it doesn't bother me. I think with some folks that might be a little, they might find it rough. But I'm the guy that likes sandpaper on his on his grip. So whether it's real sandpaper or Talon grips, I don't mind that a bit. That's what I like to have on there. In fact, I would have put it on this one, cobbled some on here. But although on the first video I won't do that. Since Springfield was nice enough to send this to me, I will we'll keep it stock for right now. But now next time you see it, it will probably have some Talon grips on it, because I like to feel much better with that. Now, one of the neat things about this, of course, is, and of course it's not loaded. Look at that chamber. There's nothing in it, right? So when you look at the end of this little gun, let's look at the end of the slide. Look at the size of that bore. I mean, that's a pretty sight to a lot of people, including myself. Somebody named Hickok 45 can't help it like that, right? But that's a big bore. That's quite a muzzle. So, a little gun, fairly thin. And that's one of the things I want to do. I want to kind of, we're not going to do major comparisons, but kind of give you an idea of the size while I load these magazines. You see the PM9 is not exactly a midget compared with it. Okay, and we'll hold them up there. They're about the same thickness. Okay, the PM9 and this gun, basically the same thickness. So a lot of you have the PM9 or the CM9, CW9, those guns. So as far as the slide, that should give you an idea about the thickness of it. Okay, and one of the guns that comes to mind with this in a 45, of course, is the Glock 36. Glock 36 is a small 45 ACP. And we have reviewed that gun. We don't have it now. In terms of size, compared with the 36 though, if you recall, the 36 was essentially the same size as the Glock 19. We think of a 36 as being small, but we held them together. You can look at that video, and they're essentially the same length and everything. I believe there was a little bit of difference on the grip maybe, but essentially the same size. Well, the XDs is shorter, as you can see, so it's going to be shorter than the Glock 36. Okay, and it's a little thinner than the standard Glock, which the same as the Glock 30. The 36 and the 19 are about the same thickness. So I'll give you an idea here on the slide. Okay, so I'm just doing a slide. Glock 19 slide, XDS. You see the difference there? Now, it doesn't look like much, but you people that know firearms and you carry firearms, that's a lot. We're talking that much difference in thickness on that slide. Okay, that's its real claim to fame right there. You've got a thin gun in caliber 45 ACP. Okay, we'll talk about that some more. All right, interesting gun. The trigger's not too bad. The trigger is not as good to me as a target trigger as the M&P Shield was. Okay, guns are about the same size. That thing had a dream trigger. This has an okay trigger. Nothing you'd really necessarily complain about, but it's nothing also to brag about. But not bad, not bad. I think it's gotten a little better since I started shooting the gun, because we're at 300 plus rounds now. Sights seem to be right on. Plus you're shooting a 45. Let's check out the tree here. See if we're really shooting a 45. Looks like it, doesn't it? Knocks that thing around. just like a 230 grain slug ought to. Shoots pretty well. And pump them out. Let's go across the hill with the gong. Okay, not sure where I was missing when I missed, but it felt good. I think I was probably going low, but the sights at reasonable distances seem to be right on the money, right on the money. Notice it has an ambidextrous mag release, okay, and you've got your fiber optics front sight, 3-dot system. You got your dovetail front and rear, so your sights can be moved or replaced. You have a loaded chamber indicator here. Okay, you see right there, you're accustomed to those. You don't have the cocked indicator that you have on some of the, like the XDM. I brought the big brother out here. Big brother, this is the big granddaddy. 45s come in all sizes, don't they? This is the 5.25. Thought I'd bring it out just for contrast purposes. The biggest and the smallest of it, right? So that's one of the biggest 45 ACPs, and this is one of the smallest from the same company, the XDM. Right, big, and ambidextrous mag release. You've got replaceable backstrap there. You have a rail, okay? Got your rail. You can put a light on that, whatever you want to do with that. Got really nice serrations, I'll have to say. Kind of curve around the top. Do all the XDs do that? I guess all of them do that a little bit. I noticed that more on this gun, how it comes into the top of the slide there. Pretty nice. Good looking gun, I'll have to say. You know, it's with the magazine in it, flush mag. You've got 5+1 and a really small package there. You know, fits in your hand. Big 45 slugs. Let's load up this other magazine. Again, we appreciate this ammo donation. And Springfield sending us the gun. We'll put all that in the description. It's nice to have that kind of support to do these kinds of things, you know, as often as we want to, or as often as we can find time to do it, because it's fun. It really is. Let's do a 5+1 here, and make sure we're fully loaded. Now the 7-round magazines I think are becoming available. They're not necessarily shipped with the gun. If you're going to buy one, they rounded one up here, knowing how much I shoot. One of the things I've done since the early days of getting T&E guns from Springfield was to talk them out of extra magazines. And they try to help me out with that when they can. I'll go to the side holster here, although I have a pocket holster. All right, what do we want to shoot now? Let's get ambitious. Go for a couple animals. Little piggy. A little bit low, aren't I? Okay, I'll fix that. I'll shoot higher. Yeah. Okay. Never let it be said that I gave up. He doesn't want to fall when I do to him. Let me go to the second one. Oh man, throwing lead everywhere, aren't I? Gotta calm down. Okay. I actually was shooting long range earlier with it and doing better than that, but that's the way it goes. You get on camera sometimes, I guess anything can happen. I was actually hitting that red plate with some regularity. I was impressed with its sights because of that. So I'm not worried about it in terms of its accuracy, because I've demonstrated to myself so far that it shoots really well. So we'll get on a roll here, maybe a little luck. Like I said, I pulled it out on Friday when I picked it up and shot a box of ammo through it just right away, and just pretty impressed. No problems. It's really nice to have a gun that is reliable and is going to function every time. Can't beat that, can you? So seems to shoot straight on. Now the grip is narrow. If you're accustomed to a thicker grip, it will feel narrow to you. You know, kind of like the Glock 36. And in my large hand, it does feel narrow. I think I'll probably have to keep this one. I like it, and I will put some grips on it that give it just a little more thickness. Don't want to put a lot of thickness on it, because you know, if you take a little gun and make it into a big gun, then you got a big gun. So if you haven't gained anything, you make the grips bigger and you put long extended magazines in it, then you got a big gun. You might as well have a Glock 19 or something, right? But I do want a little more meat to that, and it'll feel a little bit better to me. So it's a sweet one. All right, let me calm down here and see if we can hit a little something with it. I don't want my poor shooting or my nervous finger to be a bad reflection on any firearm, because it does shoot right on. All right. Maybe I just need a bigger target, a closer target. Okay, I'm going to shoot at the ram. That first ram I hit, I was actually shooting at the pig, I have to confess. All right. Relaxed. Use your sights. Nice trigger break. There you go. It's just always amazing what you can do when you take your time, bear down, and engage the target. Let's go for the gong again. I shouldn't have even missed it. I don't know what my problem was with that. Yeah, all right. How about a turkey on the right? Ugh. Caught myself flinching. Now we also had a well, it's showing the chamber's not loaded, right? So there's not a round in there. Okay, so that magazine didn't hold the slide back that time, or else I hit the slide release or something, I guess. Okay, all right, let's try that turkey again. I didn't have to do the old count to 10 deal there, because I knew there wasn't a round in the chamber. Oh, that's fun. All right. So, take your time, get a good sight picture, a good trigger release, and it is going to do the job, just like any of them will. Let me load up one more time here at least. Well, I'm thinking about what have I not told you. Now the let's do a little weighing just for kicks without anything in it before we get carried away. It's not exceptionally heavy. It's not as light as a PM9. The right mode here. Okay. What do we have weight wise? 1 pound 3.5 ounces. 1 pound 3.5 ounces. Okay. PM9. Not quite a pound, so you got a little more weight. Just something you have to be aware of. With the magazine loaded, it is going to weigh a little bit. Let's load a magazine. If you're carrying 230 grain rounds of ammo, that's the actual weight you're going to have. Okay, probably going to be carrying an extra one. We'll even do that. Put one in carefully here, muzzle that direction. Put the mags in. Okay, let's weigh it. Fully loaded with heavy bullets. We got 1 pound 10 ounces, 10 1/4. Pick it up, put it back down, see if that was accurate. Yes, 1 pound 10 ounces. Okay, just as a point of reference there, give you an idea what it weighs. And again, it's a thin gun. Its claim to fame is the thinness as much as anything, and its shortness. It's pretty small. This is a gun. One reason I wanted to pull it out of my pocket was to show you that it could be a pocket gun. This is one that bridges the gap a little bit there. It might be a little big for most people, and it's big for some pockets. If you're carrying, wearing something with large pockets like cargo shorts like I have on, you can get by with it. I have been, in fact, carrying it all weekend. I normally don't do that with T&E guns, and I know I made a comment somewhere on a video that I generally wouldn't carry a gun if I hadn't fired it about 5,000 rounds, really feel confident about it. But what I meant really was, I was kind of referring to a gun I hadn't fired before. A gun like a Glock, or an XDM, or a Ruger, a SIG, or what's that, a H&K or some gun that's famous for being reliable, some company. They just don't turn out guns that don't work well. I don't need to fire them 5,000 times, but I do want to fire them and make sure everything's working on them 100 times, 200, 300, 400 times, whatever. And this gun I felt confident with after I shot it, a couple hundred times, and I just put it in the pocket. The only pocket holster I had was the DeSantis, and they're not my favorite, but it does work in a pocket holster. Okay, if you got some big shorts, whatever, triggers covered, you can get by with it. I've been carrying around all weekend like that. Okay, just to test it partly, and to shoot it, before the video, and it'll work. Pull it out, ready to go. Now I prefer, it is hot, I'm aware of that. I prefer the Alabama pocket holsters, that, and in fact I've been in contact with them because they got the little thumb hole. I just love them, and they just love them. So if I had this is not hot or loaded, but if they had one of those, I would definitely be packing it. But I don't care for the DeSantis as much. They work okay, but they're not as desirable to me. Okay, but it works in the pocket. It's one of those deals. If you're just determined to carry a 45 in your pocket, it'll work. We'll put it back on the hip here though for right now. All right. What else do we have here? We have shot. We have this watermelon's not quite dead. We might take another shot on him. We also set out this drum. Again, there's just something about when you got a 45 that makes pretty big holes. You don't want to miss the opportunity to put some holes inside, like that barrel. You see the difference in the size of holes. There were some 9mm holes in there already, but it's just fun making large holes. Let's see if this watermelon. I guess that's all that's going to happen to him. Cowboy. Nice. Let's put the big grip mag in. Now you notice the large magazine, 7-rounder, has a little sleeve on it, so it turns your gun into a full grip if that's what you like. This is the magazine that I carry as my spare magazine. So you have 7, you could have 7+1 if you carried it like that. Of course, then you got a big gun, right? But you know, if you're carrying it in a belt holster, maybe it doesn't matter. I don't know. What else we have here? Pretty sweet. Something else about it, let's go back up to the table for a second. Don't think you got away, buddy. I'm going to get you. Is that the recoil is very manageable. You know, you might be thinking, well, you know, that thing's awfully small. I wouldn't want to shoot that, a 45 that is that small and that light. But it's very manageable. One of the first things that surprised me was, I'll load up one more round, I can't resist, was the recoil. You know, obviously, you know you're shooting a 45. You know you're shooting a gun that has a little slap to it, but it's very comfortable to shoot. Very comfortable. You, I think, would be pleasantly surprised at how it feels. For a gun that small, doesn't knock you around. You know, you just don't feel like you have good control of it. It's just not a problem at all. And anything I hadn't told you about it, I think I've kind of pointed out everything. I mean, it's an XD, XDM, you know, in the family. So, made in Croatia, ooh, how terrible. You know, it's funny, some people have a hard time with that. Blocks are made in Austria. You know, there's a lot of good guns made around the world. Makes no difference to me where they're made as long as they're quality. Okay? So, let's try this thing again. One more round. I promise this time. One more round. Oh, I love that garbage can lid. Let's pop the garbage can lid and then save one for the 2-liter. Uh-oh. That wasn't nice. Missed that can. I'll tell you one of the positives I didn't point out about it is the trigger reset. The trigger reset is a gorgeous thing. Pull the trigger, cock it. I mean, it's right there. It's right there. It's a very short reset, and I know with a lot of people, that's an important you know, feature, and it's really nice on this gun, no doubt about it. It's very short, very short. All right, let's machine gun with this last magazine. Not that I can really machine gun, but let's just shoot something. Let's just shoot the barrel. How's that? Wow, didn't take long to empty. Okay, well, that's one of the disadvantages of a really, really small gun is you don't get that many rounds. But at least with this one, you've got big rounds, big bullets, and 45 caliber. So, all in all, in summary, I'm very pleased with it so far. That's 300 and whatever we fired today. I probably fired, what, 50, 75 rounds, I don't know. Not the least bobble. Nothing at all has, well, we did have the one slide didn't stay back on one of the magazines at one point. And I don't know if that could have been me, my thumb on that, or if that magazine didn't. It didn't happen again. So anyway, other than that, nothing has gone awry at all. It's a nice shooter. It absorbs the recoil well, and trigger's not bad. It's not ideal, but not bad. Very high vis front sight. It's very quick to pick up, and believe it or not, it's accurate at long range. Now, I didn't prove that in every attempt, but when I calmed down, you know, I think I showed you that that was just me, not the gun. And it's going to be a winner, no doubt about that. I'm sure it'll be out in 9mm and 40, you know, in the future. But right now, it's 45, and it's probably, I don't know if there's a smaller 45 that's shootable, you know, out there on the market today like this in a polymer, you know, newer gun. So pretty nice, pretty nice. The XDs from Springfield is a lot of fun, and we're going to shoot the heck out of it. Life is good.